Lads, good morning. I have just done an in-person check-in out in the balcony, which I'm going to put up here for you, which was a very honest, looking back at it, an honest lighting check-in.
That lighting is very honest though, it's like overcast outside. You're not really getting anything favourable.
In-person check-in with himself. I'm just back this morning from my fasted cardio. I have a membership, as you would have seen over the last couple of days, in Pure Gym now, which is very handy. It's only just down the road, so I get a nice 2 steps ticked off walking there and then walking back. So we're well on it, and we're about to get the pre-workout meal in and head in and train upper. But I thought it would be pretty cool. We are 4 weeks and 2 days out.
Yes, sir.
We are 4 weeks and 2 days out. He's been on the laptop for the last couple of minutes. I've been prepping the meal. We're going to see what the plan of action is for the next 4 weeks, or for the next couple of days after he's seen me in person. It's the first time he's seen me in person now, pretty much posing since I got over to camp here in Manchester, and we're going to get his full thoughts. I have absolutely no idea what he's about to say. I told him, let's leave it all for video, so you're hearing the exact same time when this goes out, to be fair, in real time as what I'm hearing, so you can see my reaction for it as well. So 4 weeks and 2 days out. You've known what we've been doing right up until now. Let's see exactly what the plan of action is. Let's see what his thoughts are, where we're currently at, and what the plan is moving forward. And I'm just going to sit back and see what he has to say.
Right, sweet. So, do you want to start with adjustments, or
just wherever you want to go? Your adjustments, you're going to have to keep watching to see the adjustments. But where we're currently at, what the plan of action is. So, just get your thoughts out on here for him.
Yeah, so Massey came over on Tuesday, not late-ish, but middle of the day, so didn't really want to take Tuesday into account with travel. Then just had an idea of where he was at yesterday on my scales, because there'd be a little bit of a difference in comparison to his scales. But I said that was fairly accurate, and they're both fairly even on the same.
Seems to be, yeah.
And then he had a 0.4 drop overnight last night, so I was kind of just waiting to see that drop just in the scales, just to see kind of where we were two readings consistently. Go in and train upper now today as well, and get a good look post workout, which would be nice because the last time we trained upper together was in the lab roughly
2 weeks ago.
Roughly 2 weeks ago, which means we were probably, what day would we have trained? Do you remember? Was it before we went down to Kerry?
Yeah.
It was. I drove down to Kerry after, didn't I? I did.
Yeah.
That would have been upper would have been Thursday. Was that due train early?
Yeah, upper Thursday or Friday.
I went down Thursday and I came back Friday. I went down for one night.
Okay.
So the last time I would have seen you was 77.8, 77.6.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So today is 74.8. So pretty much 3 kilos.
Yeah.
Which would be a nice change. And 3 kilos in 2 weeks. We're moving at a fairly quick rate, to be fair. But we do want to keep going, and I do think ballpark, probably in the region of 4 to 5 kilos that I want to take off. 70 in and around is probably where I think we'll land. I don't think we need to dip down too lower than that.
It's where I had expected.
Where we had expected, yeah, from the start. We had that kind of, and it's hard to gauge with everyone because some people respond differently, some people hold with recon for a while. We kind of held there on that 81 mark, wasn't it, for 3-4 weeks. To be honest, since I came back to Ireland, that fucking 2.5 week window, there was probably the biggest change we've ever seen.
Yeah,
on prep.
It's moved along. The last thing we were saying last night is to hit another wall.
Yeah, and with Massey, it's just a case of being mindful with inflammation and fatigue. Everyone's different, but we just know from the last time that more isn't always better. Now, that being said, we are going to do a little bit more.
Okay.
So, what do you want to start off with? Food, cardio? Because we're making some changes.
Just hit me.
Hit you, okay, so
hit me with it. What are we doing?
We're going to pull food a little bit. I'm going to do the same adjustment calorie wise that we did the week prior to the photo shoot. So 140 calories. We got a fucking nice response off that. So in with your food, I've moved the timings around just to match kind of what you have done here. Now I have good news.
Okay.
And bad news.
More protein?
No,
More gear?
We're gonna have a bigger cream of rice throughout the day.
Right.
Yeah, so it'll be like a nicer kind of mid-meal, kind of bigger meal, which I think might get you through a little bit. Then you through the next 2 meals to the creamery. I think that's going to be how I'm looking at it.
I think the next, I have definitely, as I said in yesterday's video, I started to feel the pinch a small bit.
Yeah.
I think the next, it's just, as I always say, it's just one day at a time now, isn't it? Like, just
well,
getting through.
you're 29th of May, do you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty much show month. Do you know what I mean? In 2 days' time, or 3 days' time, however many days in fucking May, you're going to be in June, and your show's going to be in the week, or in the month, do you know what I mean? So it's very, very close.
Anyway, hit me.
So, your meal will stay the same, the chicken, the 60 rice, 75 pineapple, then it'll be the mince and pineapple. Then I'm going to move your cream of rice up to 80 grams. Okay, so
80 grams of cream of rice?
I'm going to give you a nice portion of cream of rice in the middle of the day.
Boys.
But, that's because you have 2 calories meals after.
Okay.
Egg whites, okay, just egg whites.
Yeah.
Chicken and pineapple. And then the perform with the creamy. So you're having the carbs post-workout or pre-workout today for this sense. And the cream rice in the middle of the day be a bigger portion.
So I'm only having 5 meals instead of 6?
No, it's 6 meals. The egg whites are taking out the whole egg, just the 200 gram egg whites. So you have the chicken, rice, pineapple, we have the mince, pineapple, we have the bigger bowl of cream rice, we have the egg whites, we have the chicken, pineapple, we have the cream rice.
Nice.
Alright?
Yeah. Because to be honest, man, I like having the rice at the end, you know, for that last chicken meal there at the end of the day, I'm not bothered.
That's because you were having 2 of them back to back as well. You
Yeah.
didn't really necessarily need it.
You don't really need it.
So yeah, we're basically taking out a full portion of rice, but I am giving you a little bit more cream of rice in the middle of the day.
80 grams of cream of rice?
That'll be nice.
Nice.
That'll give you a bit of something new. The other things that I have written down in here in notes are the meal timings. Okay, so getting accurate with those.
Yeah. As you know, like I do sometimes, some days,
Yeah.
the food gets pushed back a small little bit, which I need to just be smart about now going forward for digestion, because I don't need to be going to bed like stuffed.
Yeah.
And it's going to be more consistent for like scale readings, better sleep.
It's just more predictable. Do you know what I mean?
More predictable coming into a peak week for him.
Yeah, it's just a lot easier. So, nailing meal timings, I have it down as 11, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That's if you're going to train and fasted.
Yeah.
And nearly.
And it would be earlier if I'm training fed, probably.
Yeah, it would be obviously be earlier for training fed. If you were training fed, there'd be no, because I wouldn't mind having like 2.5 or 3 hours in between those meals rather than 2. So there'd be no hassle.
There usually is though.
Yeah, there'd be no hassle having that. So that's going to be training days. Then non-training days, again, the whole egg, just going to take that out.
Save me buying eggs.
Just 200 gram egg whites. That's all I'm going to do non-training days. I'm going to keep the non-training days as it is. You're going up on food in that day.
Am I like?
Yeah, we're not taking nothing.
See, I don't even have the beauty of it, lads, and that's what I say about meal plans. I don't have the macros opened up.
Yeah, you're better off.
Which is better off. Like I could be here now, like I was before, like I was for a good portion of the prep on my fitness pal. How much time would I be wasting every day?
Energy.
And that's what I say, energy, time, working out, what can I do here for, because this is what I used to do, like just no food like early on in the day, and then it's like, right, what kind of meal can I make here now tonight, like how can I fit in all these carbs into this meal to make this so nice for myself, and then that's where the food focus comes up, that's where the cravings come in,
post prep as well,
and that's where post prep comes in, like that's one of the biggest things that you see me do now throughout this prep is just not do that, and it works, man, it works, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, that is food adjustments in, very nice.
And the other thing then is with the food I have in notes, sauces consistent, veg consistent, meal times consistent, so I have 20 grams of sauce per meal, and I can just get on consistently with it because sauces for digestion as well, it'll all play a role, even leading into prep, like it's the difference between 20 and 60, do you know what I mean? And they really do add up, so just get consistent with that, and also the salt, weighing the salt out, starting the day, nailing
I am doing that to be fair.
all that the whole way in, because if you want the fucking spoon best look of the day, it is those little details, and everything else has been like fucking nailed. There's no point like just have the sauces or the fucking bit, like just get all that on point. So you have 4 meals a day that have sauce in them on both days. Training days and rest days, 20 grams of sauce per meal. So 80 grams of sauce across the day, which is plenty. The same thing the rest is as well, alright. Then cardio. So I'm gonna keep you with the 2 30 minutes on the lower days, just with the legs in it, and then I'll do this one with 50. Alright, so 10 minutes on those, 15 minutes on the week.
Nice.
And steps I'm going to give you another 2K.
Good.
That's mainly because I know we're going to be over when you're here anyways, and if I need to move that again in your back I will. But I'd rather just have
music to my ears. What does that bring? Steps to 16k.
16, cardio 310, okay, 2 by 30, 5 by 50, and then we're going to decrease in calories. So you can see there's a bit of a shift.
Yes,
but
just an extra 10 minutes cardio on the days that aren't touching legs.
Yeah, a bit of a shift. But when you look at things, we're 4 weeks out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And if we can put in a big shift here now for the next 20 days,
yeah,
you know, then you're fucking 7 days out. Well, you're 9 days out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And when you look at days, that's what kind of gives you a bit of a kick. So like,
that's mad, isn't it?
You're looking at like, depending on where we are, like somewhere in the region of 20 to 23/4 days of dieting. Like that's probably going to be like that number.
Yeah.
Just depends. Depends on how we respond now to the higher cardio again. So I was slow, kind of moving it up this time around.
Just being weary.
It's
just having enough time, I suppose, to get inflammation off. Like,
yeah.
But that's the beauty of doing. As long as we do them, I know I'm always saying I'm going for that first show. It's the beauty of having a couple of shows. Because he can see what the story is after the first show and what we do.
Yeah. And we didn't, for the photo shoot, we just ran things flat as well.
Yeah.
Which I'm much happier we did because your head would just be sideways if you were still holding weight or something off the back of it.
Yeah, no.
So,
you know where my head is at now in terms of that. And my head, like, I'll be honest as well, and it's a big thing, like my head in terms of when Cian is right, like when he talks to me about it, like my mindset now, we're going to have to just see, like, in my head it's like when I finish prep altogether is when I'll eat an off-plan meal. But you've seen and heard what I've talked about in terms of the rebounds I've had before.
Yeah. Like Matthew was saying last night that it'd probably be better for him not to eat, you know, after his first show or his second show and just wait till his last show. But
like,
not really, because then you're just losing the reins all at once.
It's just it's just in my head I'm like, we'll see when it comes to the time.
Yeah. But
in my head I'm like a big chicken and rice would be lovely, like, or like a big bowl of oats, you know.
Yeah, well you could do that too, you know what I mean? You could do it like an on plan, off plan kind of thing. You know what I mean? But I also just think for like the occasion, you know, Danielle couldn't know.
Mark and you see that's the thing, that's where the selfishness comes back in again.
Yeah, but like you have 2 weeks in between your first show and second show. Do you know what I mean? So if you're going to do it then, don't do it fucking after the second show. Depending, maybe you look great.
Maybe we'd be feeding up more.
Yeah, maybe we'd be feeding up, we could very well be. To be honest, we might be, you know, who knows? Especially if we come into the first show and we think that we can fill out more if we do it. Do you know what I mean? With these next 3 weeks of pressing on hard, like the shifts we've seen, we've lost 3 kilos in 2 weeks there. Do you know what I mean? If I want to take off the region of 4 to 5 here in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But that's kind of what we're on for at the moment, plus these adjustments now.
As long as things keep moving the way they are.
As long as things keep moving the way we are. Like, to be honest, once I get you to 72.5, I know you're like within striking distance.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like with no water manipulation, salt manipulation, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Because you can shift to 2.5 kilos relatively easy. And yeah, the ones I just don't want you to overlook are the consistent veg, sauce,
just all those little things. Like I was saying to him, I'm weighing out all the veggies, like even like the, you know, like the kimchi and sauerkrauts and all that now per meal, all those little things.
Yeah.
And the sauce, like you said there, I've got like 80 grams now across the day. It's about 30 calories. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas if I wasn't, you know, weighing that out, like what it could end up being 100 calories.
I reckon it'll be a big shift, to be honest, with the sauce.
Just some tightening up all these small little things. And as he said there, it's 20 days, man.
Yeah, it's literally 20 days.
It's 20 days. Gear talk aside, as I said, like, that's going to come to the members side.
Yeah.
As we said, that we're going to bring on here potentially, if you want to look on there. And as we said, that's what coaching is for, not for us to be on here influencing the gear side of things, but they are all the little bits that are at play there as well. So That's where we're at.
You're 30 days out.
30 days out.
30 days out. And gear is at the region of 20. We'll say 20 to 25. Just depending on where we are. If we dig a little more, we'll dig a little more. But if we did 25 days, that would be the Monday. Where shows on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be 25 days.
Not too bad. 25 days to dig in. We're going to get stuck into it. I'm going to take you along absolutely every single part of it. Let me know if there's anything specific you want to see on here, lads. That's the current situation out in paper for you. We're going to show you the details over the coming days. As I said, 25 days. Follow along. Drop the video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. This is my first prep for the bodybuilding stage. I'm doing it with one of my fucking brothers. And it is a really, really good experience so far. And I hope he's enjoying it as much as I am. I hope I'm not making life too difficult for him.
Not at all.
We're about to head off and train upper because training still needs to get done. Training still needs to be a big priority every single day to continue to bring that look, not just let that slack off. And then we'll be getting the steps in for the rest of the day and working on as we normally do.
And that is an issue on prep, but a lot of people train. Training is the thing you enjoy most, throughout the year. You have 40 sessions, but then it comes into 4 weeks out from stage and people start to slack off a lot of training. But training still a big driver, put it there is going to keep you there, intensity wise. In terms of actually calories burnt during the session too, intensity is going to bring that too. If you're not going to the gym and going through the motions, you can burn 100 calories, you can burn 300 calories. Do you know what I mean? You need to look at it from that perspective too as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people for on prep training just turn to tick the box. Do you know what I mean? But it still needs to be right. We prioritise the meals around it. Coming with the same energy. It's also now that other things going in around the training window that'll drive a better look, drive performance up a little bit. All these little boosters, and a lot of it as well when it comes to training. You still have the intensity to bring. It's just the mindset. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're so lacking in energy up there that you just don't have that mental energy to push through.
Yeah.
But it's still there. You know what I mean? Just go fucking tapping into it. And that's what will bring the best fucking condensed fucking package on look, or package on stage, should I say. Someone who there's a big difference between someone who goes in and fucking, fades away in the last couple of weeks, or someone who goes in and looks fucking deadly on stage because you can see they're fucking taking it there.
Yeah. 25 fucking days to dig.
Yes, sir.
30 days to the first show.
Yeah.
Mother.
When you break it down to days,
yeah, that fucking puts a bit of a kick in my ass.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go, fellas.